Welcome to the second in my series of living low carbohydrate live recipes. Now today we're making a low carbohydrate high fat alternative to your normal breakfast cereal. If you've recently gone low carbohydrate and cut some processed foods out of your diet, you may be missing that crunch and texture from your cereal and toast. So I'll take you through the ingredients of this very easy recipe. We start off with 2 cups of raw almonds. I have 1 cup each of pumpkin and sunflower seeds, sorry, half a cup each of pumpkin and sunflower seeds. I have half a cup of flax seeds, half a cup of coconut, and half a cup each of Brazil nuts and macadamias. Now macadamias are expensive, so you can take them out if you like, however they have a really lovely buttery texture and flavour. So I liked that change from the crunch of the other nuts. And I also add half a cup of flaked almonds. Just another texture for this dish. I also have 1/3 of a cup of coconut oil, 1 egg, and I've already beaten this up, and 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. So I'm going to need you to come over to the blender with me. We don't blend all the ingredients, we blend the nuts and the flax seeds. Now you need to watch this blending because we don't want to over blend. You really want to keep that texture in this dish. So we'll put them all in. I use the Ninja for this. It doesn't have as powerful a motor as the NutriBullet. However, I don't really need it to be blended completely. It needs to have a little bit of texture and crunch left in it. So just do it for maybe 10 seconds. And I'd say that's actually perfect. We've still got quite a lot of texture and some large lumps in there, but we've also got the meal as well. So we'll just come back over to our bench top. Very easy process. Put our ingredients. Now we're just going to add the coconut, the sunflower and pumpkin seeds, and the slivered almonds. Of course, we'll put the cinnamon in. Stir that up, get that well mixed, get that cinnamon mixed through. And now all we do is pour in our coconut oil and our egg. Now if you can't eat egg or you're allergic to egg, leave it out. The coconut oil will do. You'll still end up with a crunchy cereal mixture. So mix that up well. You can see that's nice and moist. It's going straight in the oven. Now it will take about 30 minutes to cook. However, you do need to keep an eye on it, and I suggest that you check it every 7 minutes or so. So what I do is actually set my timer for 7 minutes, and I stir it throughout the whole cooking process. So we're going to put it in here, in an oven at 180 degrees Celsius. I've set my timer for 7 minutes, and we'll come back and stir that when the alarm goes off. Okay, so it's been in the oven for about 7 minutes, so I'm just going to pull it out and show you what it should be looking like about now. So you can see it just needs a really good stir to get the cooked pieces on top moved to the bottom and the pieces on the bottom moved up, so it gets cooked really evenly all the way through. Now one of the really good things about this recipe is that it fills you up. So I would have about 1/4 of a cup for breakfast every morning, and very rarely do I need to eat before lunchtime, and most often mid-afternoon. And I hear the same story from many people who eat this recipe regularly. One of the things that we do know about weight loss is that feeling of fullness that stops you going and grabbing high carbohydrate snacks after a big meal is really important to adhere and help you to stick to a diet or an eating approach. So here's our finished product. You'll see it's brown and crunchy and crispy. Now I'll leave that on the bench to cool probably for 2 or 3 hours, and when it's completely cool I'll put it in a plastic container and store it in the fridge. Now it will last in the fridge indefinitely, and as I say, usually a serving of 1/4 of a cup will be fine with some fresh cream or full fat Greek yogurt. So give that recipe a go. I think you'll really enjoy this, and it will probably become a staple in your kitchen and your fridge. And enjoy.